click this video because you want to make the same amount of money that Brez is doing. You want to be able to buy a Porsche GT3 RS, to live in a penthouse in Miami, to be a millionaire before hitting 20 years old. Now, maybe you don't want all those things, okay? But one thing you want for sure is $400,000 a month profit. Am I right? Okay, so I'm gonna show you exactly in this video how Brez make about $700,000 a month in revenue by selling information with his freelance brand scaling offer, with the help of Pierre, of course, the growth operator behind this big personal brand. Okay, I'm gonna show you exactly what is his content strategy. How does he convince the leads and make interested buyers and educated buyers? And of course, how does he close the leads? Okay, how does he convert the audience? So before diving in, okay, you're a certain type of person watching this video, okay? Maybe you are a creator, you have a personal brand, you have a decent audience, and you want to monetize it, and maybe you don't know how to run an info product business yourself. So if you want my help, it's actually first link in the description. I can help you implement all of those systems or similar systems in your ecosystem, so that you can scale to 6 figures a month. Okay, so first link in the description, you can get my help right there. 2, maybe you are just like me, you are a freelancer, you are an agency owner, and you want to be able to scale while having a percentage of the income while implementing all those marketing systems for being personal brands. Maybe you don't have an audience. Well, that's completely okay, because you can literally sell info by being the right hand guy of a big personal brand. And lastly, maybe he raised this. Lastly, maybe you are a total random, but good news for you, you might learn a ton of new things, a lot of value in there. So if you can watch till the end, you might want to jump into the info product business and buy a Porsche GT3 RS before you hit 20. So watch till the end, of course. Before diving in, do all that YouTube stuff, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when new videos come out, okay? So dive in really quickly. How does Brez get traffic? Okay, so he has his short form audience and his long form audience. Okay, I'm gonna start with his short form audience. He has TikTok, of course, and Instagram. TikTok, okay, this isn't accurate. Okay, I'm gonna say it really like from the start. 289,000 and 250,000. This isn't accurate anymore. Right now, he blew up recently. He's got about maybe 400,000 on both. Okay, he's really blew up recently. But on TikTok, he has his main account, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit later what content does he post on those both platforms. But on TikTok, what's really good is that he creates brand awareness. Okay, he has a ton of clippers, 8,000, thousands of thousands, 1,000, 6,000, 18,000. 46,000, 61,000, 11,000, 209,000, 16,000, 91,000, 80,000, 111,000 followers, and there's even more. Okay, didn't even put them all because there are too much, but in total, there might be like a few million, not a few millions, but at least 1 million followers on TikTok, which is incredible. Okay, like I see them all over the place on For You page and Instagram and YouTube, and that's what is free brand awareness. So Instagram, similar thing as TikTok. Right now he's got about 400,000 followers, and yeah, he posts story sequences and content. So what's the content that he's posting? Again, brand awareness, really, really great for this guy. That's why he's making a lot of money, because he's able to generate a lot of traffic because he catch a lot of eyeballs. Okay, what I like to say is he's catching views with his short form. Okay, it's not long form, it's not to nurture, it's not to educate, but it's to attract. Okay, so he speaks about how he makes 6 figures at only 20 years old, showcases his Miami lifestyle and his car, his watches. And of course it's less educational content. Okay, see, so on Instagram and on TikTok, it's like around the same content. That's why I've only put it this thing. But yeah, he's got 2 types of content here. The branded content, so more of clips. He just reposts some edits of clippers, flashy edits. It's attention grabbing, so it creates curiosity. Example, I don't know shit about online business, and I'm scrolling on TikTok and I see, a lifestyle of this in Miami with a Porsche. I'm gonna click on his profile. I want to live that lifestyle, So they're gonna click on the profile and just learn more about him and get to watch his YouTube content, which I'm gonna speak more about. And let me erase all the things here. But yeah, so his content, more branded content, less raw, less authentic, creates a desire for viewers. Like I just told you, they see this lifestyle, they want to learn more. What he's doing, I want to have a Porsche GT3 RS also, Then, of course, his more genuine, authentic, raw content where he literally just picks up the camera and starts talking to his audience, okay? He's got a unique, relatable story, okay? Creative thinking and opinions. He shares his insights, and he has sometimes funny content, really to attract attention, if I can say it like this. And then, of course, one thing I really wanted to mention is that with his short form content, he mentions freelance brand scaling. So why does he mention it? That's his unique mechanism. It's essentially running ads for businesses. So social media marketing. Essentially what he does is that he mentions it. So people, okay, they didn't watch yet his YouTube content, so they don't know what he's doing. So because he's living that lifestyle and he's showing it, and he mentions that he does freelance brand scaling, people are going to get curious and then going to go to the next step, which is YouTube. Okay. So, what's the problem? But only short form content. Okay. It's only 30 to 60 seconds. Okay. So it builds no trust, builds no authority, does not nurture, and it's not educational. Now, most of the time, it's not those things. Of course, it could be educational, but it's not the best to do all of those things. That's what I mean, okay? So all that new audience, I'm going to get to the story sequences a little bit later, but all that new audience, all that short form content, all those eyeballs gathered from millions, not millions, but thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers. Well, in total, a couple millions of followers. All of them are going to somehow end up, not all of them, but most of them are going to somehow end up in his long form content, which I call the warmer. Okay, it's gonna warm up the leads. So his YouTube, again, it's not relatable. It's not like accurate because he only has 180,000 followers on this screenshot. But right now he's like 200,000, something like this. Really blew up. So yeah, okay, YouTube content, really great because all his new audience that I just mentioned on his short form is nurtured. Okay, he nurtures the audience, builds trust. If you're a creator and you want to have an info product offer, or you already have an info product offer, I cannot stress this enough. If you don't have if you don't build trust, you will make a good $0. Okay, you need to build trust. This is the new currency. Okay, it's not yes, it's the new currency is attention, but like, it's the foundation of everything. You need to build trust with your audience. Otherwise, they won't give you a penny. They won't give you your credit card information. You get me? So one really good thing that Brez is doing, that he's creating his own world, okay? Because he understands so well his audience. He knows who his audience is. It's so easy for him to just connect with them deeply, okay? Like an example in this video, he just drives in his Porsche in Miami and then stops and smokes a little cigar and then talks about motivational stuff and how he started at a young age, and then he went into this and failed at this and then won at this, and then mentions I succeeded with freelance mentioning, and then he's able to mention his coaching program, okay, to get people in. So deep connection with his audience, really good because he knows who he's talking to. When someone watches Brez Kills, okay, he feels that Brez Kills feels them back, okay, because he understands their situation. He understands their pain points, their problems, and all of this because he did a good market research. Again, if you want me to make a market research, implement all those systems, first link in the description if you are a creator with an audience. You see here, 44 minutes, 24 minutes, 36 minutes, 41 minutes, 1 hour, 39 minutes, 37 minutes, 48 minutes. I'm not going to go over all of them, but it's long form content, so it really nurtures the audience and builds trust, which is key. He also did recently a really micro niche channel only about business and educational. Okay, so really simple link. The only purpose of this is to make money by coaching other people, to get people in the coaching program. Okay, I'm not gonna roll this all because oh my god, because I don't want to write this all, but yeah, you understand. Freelance brand scaling. Again, that's another thing I wanted to mention. It's his unique mechanism, okay? The reason he's not saying, I do social media marketing is because all of the other creators, okay, this example, those are creators, boom, that's a creator. All of those people right there, they say social media marketing because Brez Kills says freelance brand scaling, freelance brand scaling, he created his own world. That's why people want to learn from him and not others because all the others are the same, if you get me. Other thing, really important, he's shoving proof into people's throat. Okay, so not only by showing his assets, okay, yes, he has $100,000 Patek Philippe, he has a Porsche GT3 RS, a Lamborghini, a BMW, you know, yes, he has this and he shows that he's legit and he's rich, of course, but how do people know that, he's not only doing this money by selling coaching program? I'm going to tell you a little bit later, but it's because of one thing, actually. But yeah, showing his assets, and most importantly, right there, he's doing a video with one student. So he's literally making a YouTube video speaking of one of his students that joined his mentorship program as was successful. Okay, so Brez teach that guy, and then happy world we live in. Both are rich, and then Brez coaching program worked. So people that are watching this video know that he's legit, so they're more likely to click the link, going to the funnel, booking a call, and getting close, and joining the mentorship and all of that. So next steps, when he's gonna go, like we finished essentially the marketing, not the marketing, but the content system. Really simple. Oh, I wanted to mention also on Instagram, IG story sequences. If you're a creator, it's crucial that you do IG story sequences. Okay, really important. Might sound like really simple. Oh, it's just a little detail. Some people are doing more money with IG sequences than just content. Okay, so just a simple framework. Brez is really good at this. He does not follow this framework every time, but this is like the easiest one you can do in the info space if you're just starting. But hook the people in, not more than 5 words. Story here, the promise was the transformation of the offer. Put some little scarcity. So taking only like 3 spots left, only 3 spots left for my mentorship. Closing enrollments in 3 hours, some stuff like this. And then proof. You can do like 3 stories showing proof. Ideally, I would put only 1 story and then 3 case studies, at least 3. And you could put way more. That what you want to do is build trust and shove truth into people's truth. Okay, and then CTA, of course, to get those people to click a link. And then, of course, really smart move from Brez. I did not see any other creator do this. Is that he's gonna post a story sequence, and then it's gonna be ask me a question. So people ask him a question on this story, and then he answers. What he's doing is that he's choosing answers that are related to freelance brand scaling. Okay, and then of course at the end, call to action and some little proof. But what's really smart, okay, this is basic. What's really smart with him is that he will take those answers while doing a vlog on YouTube and answer those questions on YouTube. Okay, so that brings a conversation. He's able to mention his coaching program, his freelance brand scaling. He answers the question on his vlog. So, he's able to CTA people to the link in the description in YouTube. Really smart. And then we're here, okay? At the bottom of the content, boom, link to join the funnel, which I'm going to break down after. But he also has, really important, also has a link to show that he's legit. Okay, this is the link to his actual agency. Okay, so people know that he's not only a guru selling courses and that's how he made all his money. He actually has an agency and has made money with it. So he's legit in what he's teaching. Okay, he's not just another guru in the corner. And then the reason why he understands so well his audience and makes so much money is because, like I mentioned earlier, he did an incredible market research. What's a market research? What's the goal of this? Is actually to know your ICP. So who is your ideal client profile? Okay, what's your ideal customers? Okay, who do you want in your mentorship program, and who is your audience? What are their pain points? What are their situation? What are the desired outcome? What's their main question? What's their big goal? What's their main pain? All of this, so that with all the data that you collected, you can then proceed to craft an exceptional and irresistible offer, that sells itself and create its own market. Like I said, Brez also, he created his own market with freelance brand scaling. I think he's the first that came up with this. He does not say social media marketing. He says freelance brand scaling. So stick to your unique mechanism, please. Again, if you want my help implementing all of those systems, first link in the description. I can help you do a market research and all of those steps. Then, we're getting deeper and deeper. Boom, the funnel, actually. So, of course, not all the people are going to go from short form content to long form content here. People will, sorry if you hear some noise, like it's my MacBook. Of course, all those people are not going to go directly onto YouTube. Some people are directly going to click the link to his funnel actually. And not everybody is gonna follow the path of TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, you know. So simple link tree here. Apply to have me scale your brand. So this actually shows people is legit. If you click on this, it's actually his own agency website. So to get his clients, because he run paid ads for businesses. And then of course his link to his funnel that I'm gonna break down. My free training. This I just showed you. This is the same link as this one right here for his agency, and this is the same link as this one for his funnel. YouTube, short form content. Boom. Okay, he's got different type of funnel. I'm gonna start with the organic one. So if you have any questions before, like what's the tools, how do you do that if you're a creator, I would go with ClickFunnels because that's my favorite one for building the funnel. So make sure you research this ClickFunnels. So organic content, you land on a simple page like this. But yeah, brand new mini course reveals. And then you have a VSL. So a VSL is a video sales letter to persuade someone to do an action. Okay. So then they know this is important. They know they're on the right page. You know this is Brez. The exact strategy, there's the headline. The exact strategy I use to go from a fat Fortnite kid to making over 6 figures per month with freelance brand scaling. Click below to claim the videos. How do they know that it's right to make, to write this? A fat Fortnite kid. Because they did their exceptional market research, okay? The reason they're able to do this and the reason it's working is because people that are reading this headline, it's relatable to them, you know? So it really works because they know their audience, okay? And then, of course, either they click this thing to watch the 3-minute course or this thing, it's gonna show a pop-up. What's a pop-up? It's a little pop-up like this that asks for information. So fill out your info to get the mini course. So in order to get that mini course, which isn't really a mini course, it's like a VSL with a different angle, like marketed as a mini course. Okay, but yeah, there's the pop-up. Ask for your name, email, and phone number. Why in the name? Okay, this is actually an example from my newsletter. If you want to actually get my emails about the info space, you can join it in the description. But example, someone fills it in name. Well, in an email, when Brez is going to send an email to do whatever the fuck he wants to do with his audience, he will be able to say, example, that's my email, but he will write this. And when you write this thing, you can personalize the email. So example, as I write this to you, boom, you write this, and it's going to say Jacob. So each people that are gonna get the emails are gonna get their own emails personalized to them. You know, that's really great. Of course, the email address, because like that's the source, like we need this. And the phone number for someone to dial them, so to call them once they fill out that information, once they watch that 3-minute course, and of course start a conversation on SMS to book a call. Who calls those leads? It's actually a setter, a dialer, or a phone setter, call in, whatever you want. Then after filling out that info, you know, actually you can call this an opt-in page, a squeeze page. It's basically a VSL framed as a mini course, okay? So you can do this, actually works really well right now in the info space if you're a creator. But yeah, the goal, acquire leads info, contact info, so that one, they don't lose the leads, because even if they close this tab, okay, they never come back, we have their information, so we can call them so that they go back on this page and they go back to booking a call, you know. And two, so that they can dial them or SMS them. Who can dial them? Again, the full setters. I'm gonna explain this in the sales process after. Okay, after filling in the pop-up right here, what happens? There you go, okay? Same page, but a little different. 20-minute mini course reveals. Elite roundtable, so they know they're on the right page. This is actually ERT. Boom, it's actually Brez mentorship program. He calls it that way. Same headline as above. The exact strategy I used to go from a fat Fortnite kid making over 6 figures per month with freelance brand scaling, his unique mechanism. Okay, stick to your unique mechanism. Click put on the video below to watch. Then I think it's like 30 minutes, this one. Oh my god, I write like shit. 30 minutes. Sweet spot for VSLs, around 10 minutes. And then they can apply now. Okay, because of course, this is not completely like a free training. The goal of this VSL, this free training, is to get people to apply to book a call. Okay. And then, sorry, it's all blurry. I don't know why it was blurry when I took the screenshot, but there you go. Student interviews, showing results, only results. Okay, 10K a month, 4 clients in 1 week, 16K a month, 20K a month. Boom. They can apply now again, and other student results. Those are only student results. Another button, another CTA, and of course, there's more. I didn't put them all there, but if, example, I click on this, apply now, what's gonna happen? Boom, an application. Okay, this application is only for freelance brand scaling who have fund to invest. This is an application phase, or I like to call it the qualification phase. Okay, so it's gonna filter all the bad leads, like get them on different workflows depending on their situation and their opportunity in the pipeline. This is the Typeform, actually a really great tool to use to do the application. So basically people can start and fill in some questions, so their contact info and other many questions. And with Typeform, you can do actually Typeform logic. Okay, so example, the answer, I have 1,000 or less to invest. So that means they don't have the budget to buy the mentorship. So that means we're going to redirect them to another exit page so that they won't have access to that other page to book a call, simple stuff like this. And then before going into the next phase, actually the thank you page, boom, I'm going to tell you he has another funnel. This one I'm going to keep it for later, but his ads funnel. If you're here, if you watch to here, you're bright. Keep watching. Then ad funnel, so paid funnel, really much simpler than the other one, okay, because it's pushed directly to the specific audience. It does not have an opt-in info, so it doesn't acquire a lead contact info. So no opt-in page, no email, no name, no phone. Yes, it can have a more drop-off rate, so people that click X here, they close the tab, they never come back. We lost them, we can't get them back on the page. But again, it's ads, so it's pushed directly to a specific audience that would want to buy Brez mentorship program. So it does not really matter. And then this is essentially the same page, although this is a different VSL. The VSL has a different angle. And then boom, clean CTA. There's no student results on that one actually. And then if they click, that's the exact same Typeform as you saw there. And then the other phase. What's the other phase? Basically, Elite Roundtable, that's the ERT, his mentorship program. Step 1, watch this video below in full. Essentially to congratulate the people that sent the application, because at this time, they wanted the mentorship, they were ready, they sent the application, they submitted the Typeform. Now we need to tell them the next steps. Okay, so thanks for applying. Brez is essentially saying, essentially, I keep repeating myself, oh my god. And then it's gonna tell everybody, my team is gonna reach out via SMS, or they're gonna call you, and he's gonna remove limiting belief. Okay, this is not a scam and everything, blah blah blah. He's gonna tell the next steps. Okay, here, go through our frequently asked questions below. So how quickly when I make my investment back? Video, question, video, question, video. Really great funnel. Okay. It removes questions and nurtures even more the audience, and then see what others are saying. Again, student results. Can't stress this enough. Put social proof in your funnel. And then, of course, once they're there, there's no CTA, there's no button actually. It's they can leave the page. That's okay. They send the application. That's what we wanted. And they hopefully watch the next steps. Okay. So we are almost finished. Look at how much deep we are. Third system, the sales process. Okay, if you are here, you are bright, because this is the money machine. This is 80% of everything. Okay, you might have a perfect marketed, you might have a perfect offer. You might have a really great funnel. Your marketing might be really great, but if you don't have a good sales process, how are you going to close those leads? How are you going to get people actually in the program or the info product itself? So before showing the first step of the sales process, actually wanted to show you a quick overview. If you're a creator and you're wondering oh, what's the best tool to use? What can I do? There's thousands of out there. I might do another video on this, and more on automations and workflows and what tools to use. But this is essentially what Brez is using. So ClickFunnels for all the funnels, Typeform for the applications, and redirecting people and unqualifying people or qualifying people to filter all the bad leads. And then Of course, it has a bunch of integrations and automations based on the automations, we saw from the typeform logic. So here, typeform, depending on what they do in the typeform, depending on what answers they answer, on what questions they answer, sorry, it's going to redirect them. Chit, this is for his email list. Zapier, bunch of automations, really great product. Google Sheets to acquire all that data from the typeform. Google Sheets is really good also to track. I'm gonna get to tracking in the future as well in this video. And then Go High Level, really great tool, all-in-one tool, acts as a CRM, really great for the sales team, workflows also, sales pipeline, and all of this. So I'm not in the back end of Brez team, but I really think they're using all of those tools and even more. So first step of the sales process, this is the first step with the appointment setter and the phone setter. Okay, so call them whatever you want. I like to call them the dialers. Their role is essentially they call the leads that just submitted the application, okay, or no, just the opt-in. So when you want to watch the VSL, the free training basically, and you put your little info in the pop-up, someone is gonna call you in maximum 2 hours, okay. As I was going into their ecosystem, someone actually called me. This was their setter. Don't want to show the number here, but I could answer or not answer, and that would lead to the next step. Okay, so essentially they call the people to know if they're qualified, because I could have just bullshitted in the type form and answer some random ass questions. Okay, so they basically re-qualify the leads and then book them on a call with the sales team, would actually be the closers. Those are going to take the bigger sales calls, maybe 15 minutes to 1 hour. Why do we need all this stuff of putting a dialer? Well, you don't want to take too much of the closer's energy. Example, a closer has, I don't know, 10 calls a day, okay? And each calls are 1 hour, okay? It's a lot of calls. They don't want to hop on calls with people that just answer some bullshit in the type form and they aren't really qualified. So it's just like a waste of time for the closers and for everybody, okay? So there's two ways here, okay? If I answered that call, I actually answered it and said I was a funnel hacker, sorry, blah, 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 happy ending. We're all both really happy. If I was a real lead, I would have been either unqualified or qualified, like I said, okay? So unqualified, all they would have done is that they added me to a non-qualified email sequence. So to nurture me, to hopefully I come back later with the budget so that I can buy into the mentorship. And of course, they cancel the call I just booked because I'm not qualified. If you're a creator, example, I want to say this to you. If you're a creator, okay, and you have a high ticket offer and you have a low ticket offer, okay? If you have those two offers, you can do what's called upsells and downsells, okay? So if you push your high ticket as TOF, so as top of funnel, up front of the audience, so you sell this product first. You don't ever want to sell like two products at once and push them once. Top of funnel, either high ticket or low ticket. So example, I push the high ticket first, which is what I recommend because the real money is in high ticket sales. If someone isn't qualified, he filled out the type form, he isn't qualified, you can do an automation where it will put them into a downsell email sequence. So they will receive emails to make sure that they buy the low ticket because they didn't have enough money to buy the mentorship, and you can do the exact opposite. If someone, not the exact opposite, but if someone's, buy the low ticket, you can make a value ladder. You can do a free community, then upsell them to the low ticket community, and then upsell them to the high ticket because they want more help or they're ready to invest more because you actually showed value in the low ticket. Really simple stuff like this. Then qualified. If I was qualified when I answered that dialing call, qualified, they would book essentially like a 10 to 15 minutes call, just a quick conversation to see if I'm qualified. If I were, book them on a call. They would book me basically on a call manually, okay? So Calendly, a really great tool. You can use this. Ideally, the closer's Calendly page so that they can take the call because you want to put a closer there. And then after, create a WhatsApp group with the closer and the setter, okay? So really important to then send them the VSL, okay? So setter will make sure that the lead watches the VSL to nurture them and make sure that they will show up to the call. I'm going to explain this more in the second step of the sales process, but it's really important that they show up to the call. It's like one of the biggest hassle in the info product space. the show up rate. Okay, some people are losing enormous amounts of money by not having the proper systems. Again, if you don't want those same systems, you want me to implement all of these marketing things for you in your ecosystem. Either you are an established course seller or info product seller, or you don't sell anything and you want all those things. First thing in the description. Um, we were at the second step of the process. Okay, so make sure the lead watches quick videos, maybe also a talking head vid of like 2 minutes, or like no, not 2 minutes, like 30 seconds of the creator. So you essentially, if you watch this, or if you're freelance, if your creator, uh, you want to have a video of your creator speaking to his lead, like a pre-recorded one, not a personalized one, just telling the next steps. Make sure you're in a quiet room. Make sure you're on a laptop. Make sure notifications are activated. Make sure to be in a quiet place. All those things. And then, of course, when you create the WhatsApp group with the lead, the closer, and the setter, yes, you can use WhatsApp, but you can also use SMS as long as you have their phone number, honestly. And then, second step of the sales process, you have the appointment setter and you have the closer. Okay, their role, both of them, is to ensure they show up to the call and ensure they don't forget. Okay, all of those automations I'm going to show you is to increase the show up rate. So there can be automated actions and manual actions. Okay, so first action in Brez sales process is boom, ask for confirmation 24 hours before the call. Then this is probably automated, but then manual reminder 6 hours before, manual reminder 3 hours before, setter call 1 hour before, sales calls with closer. Okay, so the setter here will call the lead 1 hour before hopping on the real closing call, just to make sure, again, like the same thing, they're ready, they're on the quiet place, they're on the laptop. If they actually can show up to the call, if they need to reschedule the call, some little things like this. And then, of course, next step, manual reminder 5 minutes before, okay, to ensure that they're going to show up. And then, of course, after the 5 minutes, when it's actually time, the closer will send the link to the call. Okay, so if you're a creator and you're planning on doing this, like a similar sales process, ideally you want, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 automations, not automations, but there's 5 follow-ups here and reminders. You don't want to put, like, in a perfect world, you want to put 4 to 5, but it depends really on the offer, so take this with a grain of salt. But you don't want to put like 12 follow-ups, because people are gonna get annoyed because you spam them and they're just not gonna show up, and they're gonna find another creator and buy someone's mentorship program. So going too deep here, but yeah, when they hop on a call, of course, it's the closer's role. Okay, hopefully they will close, because that's the goal of all these marketing things. So, of course, you want a decently skilled closer. All, again, if you want those systems, first thing in the description. So, there's 3 things here. The perfect will, they close everyone, boom, money. Brez is able to buy 5 other Porsches. And then if they don't close, basically, it's either that they don't show up, or they didn't close because of some reason. Either they needed to talk to their grandma's dog first, or they I don't know, like they broke their leg and they're not ready to buy something, random thing like this. They need to think before taking that big decision, because sometimes it's hard to like invest some real money. But what's beautiful with those is that, in the business niche, that you can get your money back by buying into a mentorship. That's why I love this business model, because I literally help people. Then, if they don't close because of any type of reasons, they send free exclusive resources to nurture the lead, okay, to keep the leads warm so that they can come back, boom, and then like hop on another call so that the closer can collect the cash and close them again. That's if they don't close. If they don't show, what happens? Essentially, it's pretty similar process as this thing. There's way too much things here for my brain. Okay, essentially, this is the same thing as the sales process here, okay? So 7-day follow-up sequence, okay? So we're with the setter, okay? So there's gonna be emails, SMS, or WhatsApp notifications, whatever you wanna use. And then you're gonna send, of course, student results. You're gonna nurture them and make sure, that in the future they come back and they rebook a call because they didn't show up. That's the reason we do this. To that, of course, end goal, the closer the leads, and we collect the cash. So yeah, 7-day email sequence is basically all of it. You can automate this. Send SMS, boom, plus emails. Okay, essentially you want this, and you can even call them back. So that's a really important thing. Tracking equal improving. Okay, so what you are not tracking, you are not improving, and you can't optimize. Okay, example, I run all these marketing systems and I'm not tracking shit. How do I know like if something's lacking? Okay, you need to track everything so that when something is lacking, you can identify the problem and try other things and optimize that thing, so you're able to scale to multiple six figures. We finished, guys. That's it for me for the whole breakdown. Quick overview, content strategy, the whole funnel, and then the sales process. If you want me again to implement all those systems or similar systems into your info product business, you can get my help first in the description. If you actually want value on this and you're not a creator and you want to learn what I do, me personally, you can sub to my newsletter, and of course I'll do all that YouTube stuff, follow. And for the ones that stayed to the end here, I want to explain what is a webinar funnel that Brez actually started today as I record this video. Like this morning I got the email because I'm subscribed to his email list. And then boom, okay? I got something super excited to announce you, Jacob. Yeah, it's gonna be a great day. Email personalized to me. I'm super happy, everything's fine. And then boom, some decent copy. This is a one-time live event, scarcity and all those, copywriting things. And then, of course, CTA, the link to the sales page to a webinar. If you don't know what is a webinar, it's basically like a seminar, but online. People attend a live class or a free live class with the goal of course, educating people, but at the end, selling them something. So either, like today, either Brez audience clicked there in the email. We also did a story sequence with one is we was like only talking, just talking, and oh my god, never mind, I'm not gonna write it, but he was talking there, and then of course a CTA, huge Q&A at the end, and then there's a link to the sales page. This is for free because it's a webinar. So either oh my god, I can't speak, help me. Either they click the link on the email or the story sequence, they're gonna land on the sales page. Okay, really simple stuff. Boom. Secure your seat. CTA, free live class reveals webinar, so they know that they're on the right page. The headline here: how to get businesses to pay you thousands of dollars every month to run their ads as a freelance Brez. Okay, so even if you're a complete noob, again, great market research. They know who they are speaking to. They know how to write copy that's going to be relatable to the people actually landing on that sales page. And then May 14, 7 p.m. East, tells when is the actual webinar, and then save your free spot, revealing the business model that made me a millionaire at 20. Yay, everyone wants to be a millionaire at 20. Now they're gonna hide it. I want to be a millionaire at 20. Okay, so only if you sign up, if more little things to filter all the bad leads, main things you'll be learning. That's one thing I wanted to speak to you. When you are doing a webinar or some kind of seminar, you always want to have 3 secrets. Okay, that's the 3 secrets technique by Russell Brunson, the guy who created ClickFunnels. So whatever those are, 3 secrets or 3 main things that you're going to talk about or you're going to go over into your free live class. And then, of course, a little bit more about the founder, and I'm going to go through this. You can play pause if you want to watch this. And then, boom, secure your spot for this masterclass. Example, I click on this or this or this. Those all link to the same thing, which is a pop-up, similar like all the other funnels. Fill out the info so we can send you updates about the free masterclass. Boom, it's gonna ask me for my name, my email, my phone number, and then claim your spot. So I will click on claim my spot if I put my info there. Again, it's gonna go in their CRM and all these automations, tool and backend automations and workflows, and then it's gonna send them to a thank you page. I cannot stress this enough. Again, you need a thank you page, whatever funnel you're running. Not every funnel, but most of the time you need a thank you page to nurture your audience and actually tell them what's the next steps, what they need to do. So get ready. Step 1, watch this video. So really simple video, really great video. Watched it today. Check your email. I cannot stress this enough. So they incentivize people to check their email because they're gonna have reminders to show up to that free live class. A little bit like the sales process, to ensure they show up to a sales call, but this time it's for a free live class. Second, make sure they reply hi back to the first email so that they can get all the future emails in their primary inbox, and boom, not in the junk or spam. So really, to ensure that all those leads are gonna get the emails in their primary inbox and not in the spam, so that they don't miss the email, so that they show up to the free live class. And then third step, hypes up the leads. Of course, you want to hype the audience. You want to make this fun. Make sure to get excited for this class. And then fourth, make them save the link to the class and put it in their calendar so that they get reminders about it. So he asks people to put the actual link he's giving there in their calendar so that they get their own reminders. And then fifth, one-time live event with limited seats. So scarcity, urgency, one-time live event. He mentions that he will not do this again. So it's like a one-time live event with limited seats. Of course, if someone likes Brez and he wants to learn freelance brand scaling, he's going to be incentivized to sign up fast because he wants to have a spot. And then your steps to get the most out of the free class. So he's thanking people to, of course, registering for the free live class, but also nurturing them more and telling the next steps. So step 2, add me on Snapchat. This is one of the first creators I see doing this. I think people on Snapchat, of course, he made another account, his personal account, but for live updates and freelance brand scaling in the class, this is the only channel where I will consistently drop sauce. So really great really great idea from Pierre, I think, the guy behind freelance brand scaling, not freelance brand scaling, but brand scale. And then step 3, save your private link to join the free live class at 7 p.m. East on Wednesday. Little mistake here, but essentially they want people to save the link and put it in their calendar. And again, another mistake. Step 3. This is supposed to be step 4, mister. And then read your checklist for the live class. So watch on desktop or laptop, not a phone, so your phone screen won't allow blah, blah, blah. Add this 90-minute event to tell people to add up in the calendar. Take notes throughout the class and post them on your social media, tagging Brez Scales. Really great, gives Brez Scales visibility, and engage on the class live. Attention equal retention. The more you engage, the more you'll get out of the class. And then, of course, I'm not going to do all the follow-ups and everything because he started this today. But the last email I got from them is, other email personalized to me, Jacob, yay, that's my name. First off, congrats on logging in your spots, blah, blah, blah. You made your very first step, some decent copy, and then it tells what's going to be happening in the free live class. And then make sure you mark on your calendar, actually live, no replay, no recording, one-time event, He tells people this is your only chance, if you miss, you miss. And then here's the link you will need to get access to the class. Copy and paste it in your notes. Just keep it safe. See you, really, really, they tell people it's essential that they show up. Make sure you add me on Snapchat again so another CTA. And then, of course, what's the end of this? Yes, of course, educating people, but getting people into ERT Brez Scales coaching program. So that's it for me. Talked for way too long. So do all that YouTube stuff, follow, and see you on the next video. Peace.